Jai Ma Bhagavati, Pujyasri Arvind, you all dignitaries, including Tribhuvan Bhai, Saini Sahib, Dr. Kanti Bhai, and all youngsters associated with Manish Bhai Patel and you kids. Really speaking, there is a crisis of consciousness everywhere all over the world. People living with all amenities, all comforts, every possible happiness, and everything that can be achieved with the muscles power and with money power that is available to us. Still, we people are not virtually happy. Genuinely, we are not comfortable with our own life. There is not a single person in the world who has not been a victim either of the circumstances or of destiny. We people are seeking to get pseudo solace from our religion, from our deities, from our God, and from our gurus. That is the time where rationality is challenged. Our intellectual analysis fails to convince us. We may accept certain things as we have accepted our father and mother, our parents, without any verification and confirmation lifelong. Similarly, we have accepted our religion, we have accepted our guru, we have accepted our tradition, and we have accepted the spiritual dynasty to which we belong. As a matter of fact, time has now come, the ancient Vedan of our country, ancient spirituality of our country, that has started captivating the consciousness of the humanity, irrespective of religions, irrespective of cults, irrespective of different sectors. The truth behind our Indian spirituality is the truth of the divine manifestation. You may look to Jainism, Buddhism, Zen, Vedanta, Islam. You can come across the scientific essence of divinity. It's not the belief only, nor a blind faith that we are made to believe in deities, we are made to believe in Lord Krishna, Lord Ram, Allah, Jesus Christ, Aso Jarthus, or any deity of the world. But it is the science of consciousness that was in our Indian spiritualities. 5,000 years before, Lord Krishna propounded the entire avenue of spirituality in one scripture, and that was in the midst of Kurukshetra. And Lord Krishna is Purna Purushottam Paramatma. Sri Aurobindo defined Lord Krishna to be Krishna consciousness. Krishna individualized consciousness is the incarnation of Krishna consciousness, incarnation of Purna Parabrahma. But Krishna consciousness was Krishna consciousness before Lord Krishna and even after Lord Krishna. It is prevalent and it is still effectively working and executing divinity through all different means and media available in this world. Tomorrow, it is through science we can have the same evidence of Krishna consciousness. Because divinity is the only truth. Divinity is the only knowledge. Divinity is the only immortality. And divinity is only existence. We are meant to live. We are meant to enjoy our life for 90 years or 100 years. Not because our medical anatomy is existing. Not because our personality is existing. Not because our destiny of longevity that is granted to us as our lifespan. We are not living with flesh and blood and bones of our structure. We are living with the spark of divinity within it. That is the source of existence, source of energy. So, matter is a source of energy. That is what physics propounded up till now. But really speaking, it is not the matter that is the real source of energy. It is the spirit that is the real source of energy. And spirit is the source of light. Spirit is the source of light. And spirit is the source of figuration. We are put into figures. We are put into framework. We are put into format. Animals are of a different format. Birds are of a different format. Virus, microbes and germs are of different format. But this is nothing but the multiplication of divinity, multiplication of consciousness, multiplication of energy. Human body has also got energy, animal body has also got energy, matter also has got energy, water also has got energy, fire also has got energy, gas and air also has got energy. Why not vacuum has the same energy? Vacuum seems to be vacuum, but it is not NOUGH. There is something that still exists even in vacuum, and that is why they are considered to be Panchamahabhut. Our body is composite entity of Panchamahabhut, where everything is there. Water is there, fire is there, vacuum is there, gas is there, and matter of flesh and blood, that is concrete matter, earth is also there. So our body is a composite entity of matter and spirit. But spirit is the source of our energy, spirit is the source of our movement, spirit is the source of our velocity. Now, tomorrow science will present before us that spirit is the source of space and spirit is the source of time. Time is also energy, and we are given time as our lifespan, but it is because of our energy. Our soul is the form of consciousness. Angushta Swarup, Srimad Bhagavad Gita propounds very scientifically and authentically. Mamaivanso jiva loke jiva bhuto sanatana. Arjun, accept that it is my ounce, it is my spark, it is my delegate that is cabin in your heart, that is cabin in your being. So it is I who is living in you. It is I who is living in each and everything of the world. It is I who is living in entire existence. You can have this Virat also. You can have individualized Krishna also as your friend, philosopher and guide. But it's not the my form only. My form is I expanded into everything. I expanded into Almighty. I expanded into omnipresent. Yo mam pasyati sarvatra, sarvam cha mai pasyati, tasyaham na pranasyami, satyamena pranasyati. Now science is going fast towards this. Science is verifying energy. Science is investing and interrogating energy. Science is exposing all different dimensions of energy, and the supreme dimension of energy is totality. Unless and until there is totality, there is no truth. Truth is only total, and truth is God. Truth is power. Truth is knowledge. Unless it is total, knowledge is not knowledge. Unless it is total, truth is not truth. Unless it is total, energy is not energy. Unless it is total, velocity is not velocity. Vikram Sarabhai, Jagdish Chandra Bose, Galileo, Newton. But it is not the totality of intellect. It is not the totality of mental consciousness. It is not the perfection of mental consciousness that we have reached. So evolution continues. Right from amoeba to dinosaurs and ultimately to monkey. We have derived our format from the format of monkey. That is what Charles Darwin propounded. But that evolution is not merely an evolution of formations, evolution of transfigurations, evolution of creating new and new formats and forms. But it is a creation of consciousness. It is a continuous creation of consciousness, continuous flow of consciousness. So it is a conscious evolution of consciousness. Now we people will have to understand consciousness is the total form of energy. Energy is not merely confined to the velocity of 186,000 miles per second. Now it is infinity. And infinity as such, it is growing to emerge on the surface of this planet. Our planet, where human body is the ultimate form, up till now evolved. But it is also not final. As man evolved from monkey, man evolved from animals, we are still animals with intellectual power. We are still animals with brain power. We are still animals with analytical power, but still we are animals because we are guided by Ahar, Nidra, Bhai and Maithun. We are still guided by our animalities and natural urges. So, it is not divinity in totality, nor knowledge in totality, nor velocity in totality, nor time in totality, nor space in totality. So now the time comes where spirituality and science, spirituality and material sciences, spirituality and entire avenue of physical sciences will club together in order to find out the ultimate and final truth of life, existence and formation. As earth is derived from sun, we are derived from light, we are derived from that Jyoti, we are derived from that Gayatri, we are derived from that Savitri, because our soul is a representative of that ultimate and final light. Let there be light and there was light. That is what Christianity propounded, and Lord Jesus Christ also remarkably explained in Old Testament of Bible. But what light it is? It is the divinity that is light. It is the divinity that is life, and it is the divinity that is everything in the world, everything in all different religions, and everything that appears to be existence. Now, Sri Aurobindo came to this juncture after Lord Krishna. Krishna descended down in the form of Sri Aurobindo. That is what I told you people last time. But it is Lord Krishna's yoga, it is Lord Krishna's sadhana, it is Lord Krishna's finance that is enhanced through the life of Sri Aurobindo and the mother. But for the first time, energy has two forms. One form is feminine consciousness, another form is masculine consciousness. So what is total? Like a feminine consciousness plus masculine consciousness is total. We should not simply look to the sign and signal. We should see the quantum and volume of knowledge, quantum and volume of energy, quantum and volume of divinity. As 9 plus 9 is equal to 18, 1 plus 1 is equal to 11. If sign is there, 1 plus 1 is 2. But if sign is removed, sign of plus is removed, 1 plus 1 is 11. Because it is proximity. And our body, our human framework is a proximity, where spirit is in the center and body, that is the external circumference. Center is spiritual, circumference is material. Panchamahabhut is material entity and soul is spiritual entity. So spirit and matter combined together ultimately formulates our body. And we are living without remote control. We are living without getting our chips charged. We are living without getting our source of energy being activated in us. It is automatically activated. It is automatically proceeding further. It is automatically emerging and it is automatically living. But still we don't have the conceptual reality rightly grasped that there is some sort of divinity, the supreme divinity, total truth consciousness is existing ever. So God is the total divinity existing. God is not there, what we worship is God. What we offer our puja and everything and all rituals is God. God is something that is total divinity, totality. Purna Purushottam, and Lord Krishna is the incarnation of the total divinity. Thereafter, the new era that started, and we are living in this world, we are living in the world of science. People won't believe this karma kand and rituals lifelong. People won't now accept karma kand rituals and all traditions without a scientific background. Now time has come that we people, if we are really spiritually oriented people, and if we want to know the purpose of life, if we want to know the purpose of our existence, and if we want to know the purpose of our body, we must understand the geometry of our body, where matter and spirit are welded together. It's not the material body, meant for ahar, nidra, bhaya, maithuramcha. Spirit is still there. And spirit is the regulating, dynamic source of energy, source of time and space. Space is our body and time is our life. So time and space are welded together where Einstein stops. The theory of relativity stops and the reality starts. Now we people are to enter into the sphere of reality from the sphere of relativity. Nuclear weapons are there for destruction. Nuclear weapons are there for creation. Body is meant for creation. Body is meant for destruction. Muhammad Paigambar Sahib is also incarnate, Paigambar, messenger of God. Ashwin is also a messenger of God. Ram and Krishna, they are also messengers of God. But they are the divine incarnation. And we are also divine incarnation. There is no difference between human body and the body of incarnate God. We people have the same target, we people have the same terminus, we people have the same objective to reach. But how can we reach? Without understanding our technology, without understanding our anatomy, without understanding our geometry, where matter and spirit are welded together, we cannot have even a conceptual realization of our consciousness. So consciousness is the original form of divinity. Consciousness is the original form of totality, and consciousness is the truth, and that is everywhere. So Vedanta is proved scientifically true nowadays. After Schopenhauer and after Heisenberg, it is the truth of Vedanta that proves to be the ultimate and final truth. Rutam, Bruhat, Satyam. Rutam means also truth. Satyam means also truth. Bruhat means omnipresent. So truth is omnipresent in the beginning and truth is omnipresent at the end. So truth is the omnipresent at all stages. It's not the first stage, second stage and third stage. It is the continuity. Formerly also in past, before existence came into being, omnipotent, omnipresent and omniscient consciousness was there. After the existence came into being, omnipotent, omnipresent and omniscient is just living in the form of consciousness. And after that also tomorrow, day after tomorrow, in next millenniums together, this omnipotent and omniscient, omnipresent in the form of consciousness will only survive. Now, science of consciousness will just emerge within no time. Professor Harar, Madam Moriska, Jean Dixon, Arthur Clarke, Swami Dayanand Saraswati, Nostradamus, Maharishi Irving, and so many academics of the Western world and Eastern world have propounded before 400, 500, 700 years back that the spirituality of India will dominate the world. Spirituality of India will descend in new age. Spirituality of India will be the new science, not for India, but for the entire humanity. If you want to understand our religion, if you want to understand the total truth of our scriptures, if you want to understand the total truth of our science, we'll have to go back to our spirituality and come to the present science. Go back to the truth of our spirituality and get it combined, rationally welded together with our consciousness and spirituality with matter. Our matter, we should not confine ourselves to the material science only. We should confine ourselves to our spiritual entity also. So then we can have the right perception and right understanding of the purpose of our life. What is our personality? What is our individuality? What is our true being? That is still a question to us. We live so many years without knowing what is with us. What type of personality we have? Who am I? Who am I was not the question only of Arjun after 5,000 years. Who am I is still a big riddle, a big question mark to us. We are living, we are eating, drinking and getting married, but we are not sure that tomorrow we will die. So that is what the ultimate truth of life. We are going to die. Every day we are going to die. Every day, one day is deleted from our lifespan. But still we are not conscious of what type of life we are living and what type of life we are going to find out tomorrow. Our ancient rishis, they took it for granted that it is the soul that is the spark of immortality. Soul is the spark of divinity and soul is the consciousness, there lies the immortality. If we can at least understand our geometry in true perspective and start commanding it with imperfect instrument of mind, we replace our imperfect instrument of mind with our perfect entity of soul, that is sadhana. What is our sadhana? What is our penance? Why religions are there? Why worship is there? Why all such temples are there? Why all shastras and scriptures are there? Why jap, tap, yajna, karma kand and all vidhi vidhan are there? That is to replace our imperfect instrument by the perfect entity. If our imperfect instrument of mind is replaced by the perfect instrument of soul, that is the delegate of Param, that is the delegate of the Supreme, that is the delegate of the Supreme Consciousness, Sri Aurobindo depicts it to be super conscient, transcendental consciousness. That transcendental consciousness is the source from where we have inherited our soul in this birth, and our soul continues its march, births after births. We have up till now previously lived so many births, and we have come to this stage of human being where we are sitting here, where we are listening to this, where we are just peeping into our consciousness to find out who am I. And if we really understand this science, we can change our mind, we can replace our mind, which is imperfect instrument, The imperfect instrument is, if it is employed, results are bound to be imperfect. Our instrument is imperfect, so results are bound to be imperfect. Our instrument is perfect, then we can have the potentiality and probability to have the perfect result. If not today, definitely tomorrow. So if this order is changed, if this sort of new turn is taken out on the very auspicious moment of one particular birth, Bhaunam Janmante Kaschid Mam Vetti Tattvataha, Lord Krishna says in Srimad Bhagavad Gita. So this is the birth in this Kali and in 21st century. This is the birth where we have got this time where we can revert our wrong order. We can set right our wrong order. Instead of banking totally upon our mental consciousness, if we can bank upon the consciousness of our soul, consciousness of our spirit, then there is a possibility that we can find out our real way. We can charter our real way, and we can charter the purpose our soul started just taking birth on this planet. So many births previously and so many births are yet to be taken in future. So we can have the continuity on the strength of our memory, on the strength of our awareness, on the strength of our experiences, and on the strength of our intimations. We can have the memory. Then we can know and we can learn assuredly that life has got purpose. Life is assigned to us with a special purpose by the divine. It's not accidental. It is causal. It is continuous. It is perfectly and well determined. And those who can learn and those who can know that life is well determined and purposeful movement, then we can have the totality, we can have the truthfulness, and we can have the perfect life, and we can have the perfect energy in practice. And that is the purpose of life, and that is the purpose of sadhana. Our mental consciousness has to be replaced by our psychic consciousness, consciousness of our soul. And what is the difference between soul and psychic? Sri Aurobindo depicted at this age and at this juncture of time, that soul put into action is velocity. Soul put into action is psyche. Soul put into action is totality of time. And soul put into action is totality in divinity. And if we can try to awaken our psyche, at least sitting 2 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes for meditation, getting ourselves completely free from all entanglements, religion entanglements, spiritual entanglements, entanglements or so-called sacredness, piety and all these things. If we can get ourselves completely free from all entanglements, then we can have the true picture of our inner reality. We can simply look to the mirror and look to our individuality. Our individuality is not personality. Our personality is spiritually centered, consciousness centered, internal being. That is our personality. And that personality has to be excavated, has to be introspected, has to be realized throughout our life. And that is why we are given lifespan with rationality, with intelligence, with understanding, with knowledge, with prudence and with wisdom. They are simply given to human beings. We may be scientists, we may be engineers, we may be doctors, we may be anybody else, but we are first of all human beings. And human beings means our junction is a junction to our terminus. Our junction is a junction in the right direction to our terminus, and our terminus is the divine. Divine is living within us, and that is to be realized. And if we can realize that divinity within, that becomes sadhana, that becomes love, and that is the only religion that will be the religion of next millennium. And the time of as such has already started. Mother of Pondicherry says that fortunate are those who take plunge into the future. If we are fortunate, then we can take plunge into the future. What type of plunge? We should not take plunge into the tank. We should not take plunge into the ocean. We should not take plunge into the river. We should take plunge into our inner being. And in our inner being, if we can take plunge, we can realize that what is the purpose of life and why for we are in this human body, why for we are here, why for we are in this existence, and why for we are at this time to introspect this way. It's not futile exercise. It's not the exercise good for nothing. It is the fruitful exercise to know oneself, which Arjuna failed there. And Lord Krishna presented Srimad Bhagavad Gita before him. Ramayana was presented for the very purpose. Srimad Bhagavad was presented for this very purpose. Moses announced 10 commandments for that very purpose. And ayahs of Quran Sharif were presented to the Islamic world for the very purpose. And purpose is the purpose to find divinity within ourselves. Through mind we cannot find it out. Through mind we can simply get the signals. Through mind we can get simply glimpses. But if mind is properly trained, if mind is properly channelized, and if mind is properly formulated, then we can enter into the inner chamber of our consciousness. And mind has to be elevated, it's still evolving. But if we are determined, and if we are full of sincerity, then we can evolve our mind very consciously in this birth. Now the time has come that we should be conscious of our march of time. We should be conscious of the march of our life. We should be conscious of our inner velocity, inner reality, and inner form being with which we can replace our mind. We can make our mind instrument. We can make our mind assistant. We can make our mind so channelized that our psyche can take the reign of our personality, then our individuality can be converted into personality. Vivekananda did so, Ganadeshwar did so, Tukaram also did so, Narsi Mehta and Mirabai also unconsciously did the same thing. Now it is the time that scientifically we must do it, and scientifically we must establish our own sadhana in proportion with the tracks and trends of our personality. But unless and until we know our personality too well, absolutely well and perfect, we cannot have the modus operandi of our own sadhana. So now this is the time that we people must introspect, we people must find out, and we people must chalk out this way simply by talking, simply by discussing, and simply by doubtfully looking at it. We cannot do it. We must prepare ourselves for this greater mission of life. It is not spare time activity. It's a full-time, lifetime mission. And if we can accept it to be our mission, then we can be the scientist of consciousness. And now, scientist of matter, the time for the scientist of matter is over. Now the time for the scientist of consciousness starts. So matter as the field of science is now completely analyzed. Matter is completely analyzed as electrons, protons, photons, neutrons, and Higgs boson. Now the time starts for another boson to be invented. And the Higgs boson, over and above Higgs boson, another boson will be invented, and that will be the boson of consciousness. Because matter is derived from consciousness. Consciousness is not derived from matter. Up till now we have derived energy from matter. Dynamic energy, kinetic energy, and static energy. But now time starts that we can derive energy directly from consciousness. And atom of consciousness is perfect. Neutron of consciousness is perfect. Higgs boson of consciousness is perfect. Higgs boson of matter is imperfect. But Higgs boson of consciousness is perfect. That is so. Soul is the Higgs boson of consciousness, and that is perfect. Now we should search it out. It's not the question of faith or blind faith, it's a question of super science. And super science of consciousness has already started from 2012, where Kali ended, and a new time that starts, and we are the citizens, we are the human beings of this new time, and if we can develop this understanding, our time will be invested rather than wasted. So if we are prepared to invest our time, then we should start our journey, start our march right from this moment without verification, without doubting, or without wasting a single precious moment of this life. We are born and we are living. We are sensibly living in this time is the greatest fortune accorded and awarded to us. I think this is the science of consciousness. We must try to implement, we must try to realize, we must try to understand, and we must try to endeavor to find out the truth which is accessible to us at present in our present birth. Then the purpose of our birth will be fully served. So I must be thankful to Tribhuvan Bhai, must be thankful to Shanisha, must be thankful to all trustees of this temple, of this Buddhist shrine, and thankful to Manish Bhai and his all young friends and elderly people like Bharat Bhai, Dr. Kanti Bhai, and you all. Thank you very much. Let us have 2 minutes meditation to ponder over this thought and offer it to the Divine before we conclude. Satyamai Parame